So my car is in the shop for service and they gave me a Model X 100D with only 712 miles on it. I've been driving this car for a couple of days and I noticed a few things different compared to my first generation Model X 75D. Here they are. The first things you'll notice when you sit in this car is the screen is much clearer compared to the first generation. Some people say it's just brighter, but it feels like it's more than brightness. Especially the backup camera. I can see the details in the car behind. It's much better to look at and making it a lot easier when you want to check blind spot or change lanes. The second thing is about suspension. When I'm going through a speed bump, I can definitely feel the suspension in the second generation. But for my own car, it feels really hard. I can barely feel the suspension at all. Now I want to talk about second generation Autopilot. Although my car has the first generation Autopilot hardware, it's not capable of level 5 autonomous driving, I still thought it's better than second generation. But I was wrong. It seems with the last couple updates, the second generation is actually getting better than first generation Autopilot. Except the second generation cannot change lanes when you turn the blinker on, everything else is a lot smoother. Especially when there's a car in front of you and suddenly changes lane. For the first generation Autopilot, the car accelerates suddenly and then it realizes that there is a car in front, so it slows down suddenly, which is a very unpleasant feeling. That's not the case with the second generation Autopilot. When a car in front changes lane, you can feel your car accelerates gently, just like a human driver. It's very nice to see that the second generation is surpassing first generation. I know it's gonna happen sooner or later, but I didn't realize it's already happened. I don't believe the current second generation Autopilot hardware will achieve autonomous driving. I think Tesla will update the hardware 2 or 3 times at least in order to get to level 5. Next thing is the door handle. So when you press the door handle, it doesn't have that click sound that first generation used to have. I was told that they have upgraded the door lock to the second generation, so it's quieter, works better. As far as I know, a few first Model X owners have replaced their door locks. They all have the same issue when you lock the door. It says it's not locked or it just won't latch. So my car, along with a lot of first generation cars, have this noise when Falcon Wind doors open. I don't know where it comes from. I've heard some service center over in China can fix it. But when I asked the local service center, they said it goes away as you use it. That's a weird answer. But this car doesn't have that. Not sure if it's a special case or they fixed that for all the new cars. The next couple things are well known, such as Tesla replaced the glassy seat back with a metallic look. It doesn't look nice as the old ones, but they prevent scratches really well. My car has a huge scratch thanks to my son, but I don't think you can get it that easy with this car. I do wish they have carbon fiber option for the seat back. That would be awesome. And the Falcon Wind door button, they changed that as well. I've heard some people saying they have the first generation car, but when they send the car for service, the service center replaced it with the new button. That didn't happen to me. That's the first thing I checked when I got the car from the service center after the maintenance. The new button feels weird, cause you don't feel that hollow part at the bottom. Hence, it's very hard to tell if you're pressing the open or the close button. For the first generation, it's very easy to tell. The build quality is still an issue with Tesla cars. Model S is better than Model X, since it came out 6 years ago, so they have more experience with it. The quality is better than Model X. I've never had issues with the alignment. As long as it's not leaking water into the car, I'm fine with it. But it bothers a lot of people. The alignment issues, the huge gap issues, you can still see them even for the latest cars. It's frustrating for a lot of people because they are paying a premium price for the car. They are expecting a premium car, but when they get the car, they see all this alignment and huge gap issues. They feel like the quality is even worse than a Honda Civic. The last thing I want to mention is the AC in this new car is very strong than my old one. I do like that, even if it means it's draining more battery. I'm totally fine with it as long as it can provide enough hot air to the car. I mean, you don't want to feel cold during winter. That's my experience with the new car. When I returned the car, I did notice the trunk is a little different. It looks like they have redesigned the inside of the trunk. Alright, that's about it. If you like this video, subscribe. Your subscription is my motivation. I'll talk to you in the next one.